There's nothing quite like a day on the water, fishing, boating, swimming, or just floating along. It's all part of what we know as the good life in Wisconsin. And piers play a big part in that. But when they're too big, they can shade out aquatic plants that are important to fish. These plants provide areas where fish can find food, shelter, and reproduce. All the things they need to do to grow into the lunker you want to catch. So to protect fish habitat while still letting you use the water, a law was passed setting criteria for all piers in Wisconsin waters. The size, defining which ones would need a permit and which ones would not. The type or significance of the habitat in the lake or river, and when the pier was placed in the water so that we could fairly apply these new criteria to existing piers and those built in the future. Most pier owners won't have to do a thing because your existing piers meet the size requirements. Most piers first put in the water before 2004 will be allowed or grandfathered in, but you will need to complete a free one-time registration process. You'll find the form on this page. Just download it and fill it out. The very biggest piers, or those in lakes or rivers with critical habitat, may need a permit and state review. To figure out which category your pier is in, first you need to measure it. Here's how to measure. Piers can have two pieces. The piece that starts at the shore and extends into the water, which we like to call the main stem, and any other piece or pieces that might be added onto it at the end of the pier. If your pier has just the main stem, go ahead and measure it like this. First, this way, and then this way. The smaller number is the width. The main stem can be a variety of shapes. This, or even this. In any of these shapes, the arrows show the shortest distance, which we consider the width. Now, walk out to the end of your pier. If you have any parts of your pier that are wider than 8 feet, then you have what we call a loading platform. You'll need to measure the platform sides like this. Again, the width is the shortest side and the length is the longest side. Next, you need to compute the area of this loading platform. Just multiply the two measurements and that number is the area in square feet. There are a variety of shapes at the end of your pier or dock that can be considered loading platforms. This, or even this. In any of these shapes, the arrows show the shortest distance, which we consider the width. If it's greater than 8 feet, you have a loading platform. Now that you've measured your pier, it's time to find out what category it's in. Look on the webpage housing this video to find your answer and to learn if there are any more steps that you need to take. Most of you will find you can continue enjoying your pier or dock the same as you always have.